Hi, so glad to have you here. Today we are going to talk about the fact that by being afraid of something, we just make that real. We make our fears real. We bring to ourselves situations and people that reflects what we are afraid of, our fears. So, in in relationships, we usually build stories. We take our past experiences from other relationships. We take what we see in the relationships of the people that surrounds us. We take also what society says about love and relationships, and what our religion is, or our religion says about relationships and about love. So we mix those things up and we build stories about what love should be and what a relationship should be. And there is when we predestine or precondition our relationship to failure, because we don't go into the relationship open to give and receive love as it is. We don't go into a new relationship with the intention of being happy, of being joyful, of being of sharing our life with the other person. We usually go into relationships with all those fears, with a lot of voids that we don't fulfill ourselves, and we go to new relationships expecting with the highest expectations ever for our partner to fulfill our voice, to fulfill the ideas we have about what love should be, how you should love me, and how our relationship should be. So those stories are actually illusions created by the fear we have of being abandoned, of being betrayed, of being used. And until we don't sit down with ourselves and we get things clear, we put things on the table and we say to ourselves, what do I really want in a relationship? What is love to me? Leaving aside all of those worries about what people would think, what my family would think, what society would think, or religion would think. Leaving all of this aside, we can actually sit with ourselves to have an honest conversation and to acknowledge what we want in a relationship. So from that, you can say, okay, what now? What is separating me? What is blocking me from getting that? What do I have to change in myself? Not that I have to find a person that fulfill all that I have in my list. The goal is not that. You're not going to find a person who fulfills all your needs and your demands and your expectations. That is not the purpose of a relationship. That is not the goal of a relationship. The hashtag we use, that relationship goals, that is not one of them. So what we actually want in a relationship is to acknowledge our own voids, our own fears. What am I afraid of? What is blocking me from having the relationship that I want? When you actually sit down with yourself and acknowledge that, bring all of your shadows to the light, you can see, well, what is separating me from love? It is actually my lack of trust in myself first. If you don't trust in other persons, in people, it's because you don't trust in yourself. So if you have issues with trusting, you must work that in yourself first. You must work in your self-value, and you should do things, you should take action with that, and actually work in trusting in yourself first. Until you don't fix that with you, you are not going to be able to trust anybody else. So it could be the fear of being abandoned. So that is something you have to work also with yourself. Why are you afraid of being abandoned? Nobody can actually abandon you, because you don't own anyone, you just own yourself. And it is kind of impossible that you abandon yourself. So it is something about self-love, of feeling that you are here for yourself. To, if you say you are going to do something, do it. Be faithful to yourself, because if you make a promise to yourself and you just diminish because it is you say, oh no, I can do it later because I am going to do another thing, you are not validating your word. You are taking away the power of your word, of your own word. So that is going to bring you issues with trusting in yourself, and also to feel that you are not there for yourself when you must need it. So all of those things we have to look at. We have to first work it inside of us, because that is going to allow us to heal all those fears we have, and to actually go into a new relationship without the stories we build. Because if you sit with yourself and you say, why do I really want in a relationship, what it is love for me and only me, you are going to notice that it is very far away from the stories you made up through your life. So that way you are going to connect more with yourself, and you are going to be more clear about what do you really want. When we are clear about what we really want, we attract people and attract situations that are aligned, truly aligned with who we really are, with our true self. So we start to having, better relationships, not only romantic relationship but also friends. We start to relate better with our families, and the better we know ourselves, the better our relationships are going to be. So when you just like clean up all those fears, expectation, and stories you made up through your life, you are actually going to build a relationship with that person from scratch. So you two are actually putting the best of yourselves and your true selves to build a relationship from scratch, from the start, without expecting anything. Actually, you two are just going to walk together, and along the way you are going to be putting the best of yourself in the relationship, always respecting the other person way to love you, always respecting the spiritual path of each other. You are actually not bringing your fears to the relationship. Is going to allow you to enjoy the relationship, because you are not going to be putting your attention or focusing on is he or is she talking to another person, and just look at the cell phone. That you shouldn't do that. Or thinking about if he or is she is going to ask me to, to move in together, to marry like sooner or later. And we are always feeling our relationships with a lot of heaviness of what we want, what we expect. And that is the problem. We just think about us, about what I want, what I expect. I need this, I want him or her to fulfill this for me, because I am expecting him or her to do this for me. And if that person doesn't do that for you, you just feel betrayed, and that create an unexisting problem in your relationship, a problem that it doesn't even real, because the other person doesn't have to do, actually the other person doesn't have to do anything for you. Love is a choice. I choose to give you the best of me to you, because I choose to be with you. The person choose. You can't choose for the other person just because you have an expectation. So I want to invite you to sit with yourself and to be truly honest, so you allow yourself to have a happier, fulfilling, joyful, more loving and caring relationship, because you deserve it. Love is amazing. Love is wonderful when we experience it with open arms and with an open heart, without fear and without expectations. I also invite you can get a personalized video from the workshop Let Love In. So if you get the class, you can actually send me an email with your questions, and I will personally In the video, with the workshop that lasts like almost 2 hours, I will respond, I will answer you your personalized question about love, about relationships, and what you need to heal and what you need to you know to lift from your life, to release from your life, so you can be free to love and love better. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're watching it in YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. So thank you very much. Have a blessed day.